All right, still my job. I'd like to introduce Tristan Cassidy. Tristan is going to be 17 next month. He's a grade 11 student at Western High School, and he operates his own business from May until October. So summer job for Tristan. In his spare time, Tristan volunteers in the multimedia department at Windsor Christian Fellowship. He enjoys riding his e-bike, eating pizza and ice cream, and we've got that in common, operating his RC car, and relaxing with his iPad. And he's here today with his mom, Melissa. And Melissa works full-time for a national ministerial organization called Open Bible Faith Fellowship as a sole administrator. In addition to her dedication to family life, she volunteers with the Windsor Christian Fellowship Cafe, enjoys staying physically active and knitting, and quality clothing items. So, Tristan and Melissa, please.
What if all youth with special needs were destined for limited lives dependent on disability pensions and families? What if youth who had challenges with reading, writing, and social interaction had the opportunity to bring their individual strengths and giftings to the marketplace, and in doing so, they serve their communities, own a business, and have the chance to become financially independent? My name is Melissa Cassidy, and What If is the name of a game that my family and I have enjoyed playing over the years. When my children were small, we would cuddle as a family and each take a turn at answering the what if question. And there was no limitations on money, time, ability, or reality. When we played what if, our imaginations could take flight and we could voice whatever our hearts desired without judgment or fear. As my children have grown, the game is still in play. In real life, there are limitations on money, time, and ability. All children begin their journey with internal and external factors that influence their futures, and every human being lives with a combination of situational circumstance and personal choices. Now, Tristan, do you want to say hello?
Hi.
Did you want to say anything to them before I go on? You sure? No. All right. So, in the case of my son Tristan, there are some developmental hindrances that have held him back in certain areas, but we as a family believe that he has a God-given plan and purpose for his life, and we are devoted to helping him find and develop it. Today I'm going to tell you our story of how we discovered one of Tristan's initial contributions to the world, and how an Ontario government program named Summer Company helped him to develop and explore this gift in a meaningful way. The experience I'm about to describe is one that has impacted Tristan positively, not just for one summer, but certainly for many more years to come. Like many youth in our generation, Tristan was enthralled with the idea of owning an iPod Touch, and he wasn't shy about voicing his desire. Now, we love our children and work hard to make sure they have their needs met, but owning an iPod Touch at 14 is not a necessity. It's a want, yes, and a need, no. Christmas and birthday money had been spent, and it would be many months before Tristan would have the opportunity to make such a large purchase. So, like many parents would do, I told Tristan if he wanted an iPod Touch, he needed to get a job. Oh, what would I do? He asked. Well, what do you want to do? What do you think you could do? My questions were almost rhetorical because although we saw that Tristan had much potential, he hadn't shown a lot of maturity yet. What could he do to earn money? It echoed in my own mind. I could mow lawns, he suggested. A friend's son had mowed our lawn the summer before, and Tristan had been watching. I'm not sure about that, I hesitated. We'll see what your dad says. To tell the truth, I wasn't sure I wanted my son operating dangerous mowing equipment, and what if he ruined people's lawns? All sorts of mother fear was coursing through my veins. Later, when my husband got home, he took Tristan outside, showed him the ins and outs, of the mower and how to mow the lawn, and Tristan proceeded to mow our lawn, and he did a really good job. And despite our innate fear for his personal safety and the possibility of property damage, we decided to practice bravery and allow Tristan to pursue this employment opportunity. Ironically, in the year that followed, I was listening to an audiobook on Steve Jobs, and I was unaware that Tristan was also actively listening and gaining inspiration from the life story of the former Apple tycoon who followed his dream. We made a chart for Tristan to track his earnings as it brought him closer to his goal of getting an iPod, and we cheered him on with every successful lawn mowing. Tristan got that iPod and experienced for the first time the sweet rewards of gainful employment. Once we realized Tristan was serious and capable of mowing lawns, we invested in a cart to hold his mowing supplies, and we purchased a better push mower for him to use. He already had a pedal cart, which turned into his towing vehicle. In return for this investment, our lawn became part of Tristan's regular chores as part of his contribution to our family. At this stage, he was only mowing for us and our immediate neighbors, but he was already experiencing the pride, joy, and hope that comes from knowing that you are capable of doing something truly productive. While this growth in Tristan was a blessing, there are always obstacles in business. Tristan's least favorite activity was riding around the neighborhood, knocking on doors to see if anyone needed his services. Sometimes a neighbor would flag him down and ask him to mow their lawn, but this was random. And we were teaching Tristan about the need to initiate and persevere if he wanted to find more customers. One afternoon I went out with Tristan as he knocked on doors, and I was shocked when some neighborhood friends laughed and called him a loser right in front of me. I encouraged Tristan not to listen to them and not to feel rejected by all the no's he was getting at the doors that day. We talked about the reality of having to face a lot of no's as we work towards our goal of getting a yes, and that it is a normal part of the process. Thankfully, Tristan did not allow the ridicule to stop him from following his dream, and I had some conversations with those boys' mothers later that day. We attended a Life After High School event that winter. We weren't sure what to expect or even if any of the services being promoted would be beneficial. Looking back, I am so glad we went. After hearing about the adult day camp services and other programs, we didn't feel that there was much that would apply to our particular situation. Then we came across a table featuring Summer Company, and we met Diane Mallenbont from the local small business center, and they are the regional program provider for the Summer Company program. I picked up a flyer and asked a few questions almost jokingly, but I left feeling that I had come across an opportunity that would help Tristan progress in his dream of expanding his lawn mowing business to a more professional level. We are so grateful for that event and how it impacted our son in the summer that followed.